now because I don't want to miss anything brilliant. So
So
just go again.
yeah, you were just telling me that you're studying for physics GCSE, and I
Mm,
and I was thinking that there's you're obviously thirsty for knowledge and learning. Like
yeah.
I think we all, to a certain extent, there's a reward in learning. Like it's
Mm,
its own reward, right?
yeah.
Um, so even sometimes as musicians, like as we get older and stuff, um, we still have that thirst, even if it isn't always focused on music.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of went through a bit of a like musically, I went through a huge shift about a year ago because I
Mm,
said to myself, like, I'm mid-40s. Although I love gigging and I love going up and down the country, like I don't really want to be doing it when I'm 60.
yeah.
So why don't I start sowing some seeds now? So I sort of got my reading up to a place that's half decent, and I've
Yeah.
started doing theatre shows. And the last year I've done maybe sort of 10 different shows.
Oh my God.
So
Man, you must
um,
be like that process of learning a new show. I mean, learning a new like pad of music for
mm,
anything, but especially as insiders know, particularly how precise some MDs
mm,
uh like it, and rhythm sections, like sort of hell bent on the perfect placement of certain grooves and things.
yeah,
That's very impressive, man. You
it's.
got to be careful because you might actually get a chair, and then you'll have to do it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like that's kind of the goal. If I could get a chair in the West End, that would be great. I'd love that because
Yeah.
I'm not a million miles away from London. I'm just outside in Sutton.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I was speaking to somebody because we had our first sits for Full Monty on Monday, and everyone's kind of in that area. It's all the way down in Portsmouth. They're like, "Oh, are you local?" I said, "No, I'm in Sutton." They're like, "Well, fucking, that's a drive." I
Mhm.
said, "I don't know how I've done it, but I've somehow got a toe into this theatre." And this is kind of like my sixth or seventh time back at the King's Theatre in Portsmouth.
Nice.
But it's just a bit of a journey. But I haven't been able to get in anywhere local.
Yes,
But
local
yeah,
local to Sutton. Yeah, just getting on the
yeah,
West End, man. I mean,
yeah,
I think, it's easier said than done, obviously, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
like the pace of movement, I think, with anything, but particularly these gigs which are just coveted, because they're coveted, they only change around very slowly. Like in an
Mm.
orchestra or something, the lead violinist has to die, and
Yeah.
then and
A
then
dead
think,
man's shoes,
yeah,
that's the way in.
exactly. And of course, like I don't really know about the large scale economy of shows, but like
Mm.
um shows do close, and there's this narrative like the cost of living and stuff like that. Although I
Yeah.
think because that's a British thing, like the shows largely like the only one I do at the moment is Lion King.
Okay.
And I think there's so many tourists and stuff because I think you could enjoy the show. You can
Mm.
enjoy Lion King without even speaking English, probably because it's just such a spectacle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
We actually went to that show a couple of years ago.
how was it?
It was we loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went on because my daughter's got Down syndrome. We went on a Saturday afternoon relaxed performance.
Okay. So
So
so yeah, the punters could be more noisy if they want
yeah,
to, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. We thought. I think The Lion King and Macbeth is a great story anyway. But to see it, I think there's something really nice, really visceral about seeing shows in the theatre. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, experiencing something in real time. Obviously, like COVID, but also technology and stuff. We spend so much time staring at screens, and it's great because
Mm,
like if I want to watch like uh, a live stream from Smalls Jazz Club in Manhattan, I can watch whoever's playing like the midnight jam session there or something
mm.
if I wake up
Yeah, yeah,
early here.
yeah,
However, the shared experience with people is the one,
yeah.
really, isn't it? It's
It's nice.
real
It's
life is better always.
always yes. So let's talk about. I mean, what's guitar life like for you these days?
Guitar life, well, the last sort of month or so has involved adding lots of acoustic guitar to a string quartet album that I recorded. It's like a jazz project. So
Mm,
there's me on guitar, electric guitar, drums, saxophone, and string quartet. And basically, because I'd never written for a string quartet before, I mean,
mm.
we're talking about learning and developing and
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
better, right? Like that's one project that I had because I've always loved music, particularly string music,
Mm,
string quartets and stuff. So I just thought, okay, why don't I just write one? What's the worst that can happen is
mm,
it's going to suck,
yeah,
and that's fine. Um, so yeah, so we recorded it, and it was literally I was typing into Google like, what's the range of a viola?
yeah,
Like what notes? How do you tune a cello? That
yeah,
that was where I started from. But actually, it came out really, really good. And now but it did come out exactly as I expected. So I've been swapping some of the electric guitar parts for acoustic guitar, and it's
mm,
some bits that works way better. It's all about the sound, basically. Like the getting the right electric guitar sound has worked for a couple of the tunes. But yeah,
yeah,
that's basically been where it's. So I've been like recording up in my like studio, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
which
yeah.
is a horrible sounding room. So I'm just close micing the acoustic. That's basically what I've
Okay,
been doing, and then listening back, going, "Oh, that's crap. Delete it," or
yeah,
I'll come back at it tomorrow." So a lot
yeah,
of, I mean, aside from the usual work, like we've been talking about,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So something you touched on, like you said, like I'm going to do this, but it's going to suck. Like I love the idea of starting something new, but it not being right, not being perfect, and you've got to go through like 4 or 5 shit iterations of
yeah,
something
man,
before you land on something. And I think there's like social media and Instagram and Reels and YouTube, it's kind of conditioned people, certainly people who are younger, that everything has to be perfect first time round. It can't be no mistakes, no fucking up. You've got to
yeah,
nail it for like, but
yes,
that's
yeah,
it's
but
just not the process of getting something
Matt,
right.
totally. And like when you see a band or whatever, a theater show, anything, jazz gig. When you see it live, there are mistakes and there are mess ups, and it's not
Yeah.
perfect. Well, maybe, and sometimes it sucks, but sometimes it's amazing, actually.
Mm.
And then if we have those experiences, we're reminded that it's okay. The odd mess up. Sometimes like
Yeah.
where, especially with improvised music, jazz, whatever we want to call it, when there's a spontaneity, and I mean, I know you're not a huge jazz nerd, so I won't go on about it
No,
too much.
no, no.
But
No, no. But I'll say this now. Over the last 2 months, I started reading the Miles Davis autobiography, and
okay,
I've just sort of I got caught up with that, and I was like, wow, what a fucking time to be alive! Like just
yeah.
wandering up and down Manhattan, you could go and see. Oh, you could see Miles
Well,
Davis. You could
people
go
were
and see Charlie
creating
Parker.
exactly. Yeah, there
You
was
could just
just
see all these amazing people just in these tiny little dingy bars. Like that must be fucking incredible. But I don't want to stop your train of thought.
no, no, yeah, yeah. You're absolutely right. I think that was I mean, what an interesting life he's had, and
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be there around the birth of a new style of music. Like, I wonder if we can even have any new types of music being created now.
Well, that was one thing I was thinking of. Like, okay, I was like, right, so we got the 1940s jazz scene, which was just like new and fresh, and like it just fucking blew people away. You could then say maybe the 50s rock and roll was something different. Then you had maybe the 60s flower power, Beatles, Hendrix, all that thing.
Yeah,
70s, you had punk, the new wave, or the start of heavy metal.
2020, everything's auto tuned.
Well, but what I was thinking, what was the last great like musical?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and
I don't
I
know.
can't.
It was a while
I
ago.
got, I mean, do we count new metal? Early 2000s, Linkin Park.
Sign me up for that, man. I'm
That,
into that.
but what we've had since then, it's just
Yeah.
steady decline. I
Yeah.
don't, no, not decline. I think that's unfair to say, but there's not like
It's
it
declined as
used
far
to.
as I'm concerned, man. Like, I was, genuinely considering going to watch Limp Bizkit at Reading this year, just
Yeah,
booking a day ticket just to see them. Um, because I saw them, I think, in, like, 2000,
yeah, I
and,
was there as well at Reading.
mate, so
That was insane, wasn't
the
it?
lineup was completely insane. And, also I'm conscious that maybe we're just like old gits, I'm a similar
Yeah,
age to yourself. So maybe all the youngsters are going like, oh, the lineup this year was amazing. But one year when I entered the arena, Space were playing. Okay, I,
yeah,
I mixed 2 years together, but I heard like My Vitriol, Real Big Fish,
hmm,
Muse, Oasis, Chili Peppers, Offspring, Idlewild, the Deftones, and I'm sure I'm missing Blink 182,
yeah.
Slipknot, Rage
Foo
Against the
Fighters.
Machine, Foo Fight. Oh my, you know what?
Yeah,
it feels like something's different now, man.
Yeah, I look at the lineup now, and maybe it is me being I'm like, I don't recognize anyone. But then when I think, right, okay, I don't recognize any of these bands. Let's have a listen.
Yeah.
And so I listened to the 1975, and I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it is this shit?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I feel that. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? When everyone likes something and you don't, you sort of feel
Yeah.
like, "Oh, no, what's wrong with me?" But,
But then I listen to it, I go, that just sounds like Led Zeppelin.
right.
That's
I haven't listened
exactly
to
sound.
it, and I'm probably not going to, but I'll
Yeah.
take your word for it. Um, I wanted to say that the only thing that maybe is changing now is technology, which is
Mm.
kinda weird. I follow this guy, I somehow triggered the algorithm. You know Wings of Pegasus on YouTube?
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
That guy, he basically just he analyzes the pitch of all the vocal for the you probably know this if you've watched the channel, but for the benefit of any listeners or viewers who don't know the channel Wings of Pegasus, he basically isolates the vocals from all these pop tours and stuff, runs
Mm,
them through pitch analysis software, and establishes whether it's live or not. So, for
mm,
example, for like Taylor Swift's tour and things like that, there's quite a lot of miming and quite a lot of pitch correction and some live vocal. The
yeah.
question is like, would any punters actually care? I think the answer is no, definitely not.
Mm.
Um, but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I don't I
discuss.
heard I think is it side chaining where they have the track running one on one side, then they have the live vocal, and if she dips out the side chain, the track takes over, and then when she
Wow,
starts singing, the track will duck,
that's
so she can
amazing.
not so if you're doing a 30 I was thinking and my initial thought was, "That's bullshit." And I was like, "Well, if you're doing a 60-date tour across the world,
Yeah,
that you're gonna get sick. You get something's gonna happen. You
yeah,
turn up on one day, you've got 80,000 people that have paid 500 quid or $500 a ticket, and you don't want to reach for that high note, I'll just duck out of it and let the track take over.
yeah.
Is that better than cancelling the gig? I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but I kind of respect what she's done. She's
I
taken
respect
over
how
the world.
hardcore she is. Yeah, just the
Yeah.
work ethic. I think we can all take
Mm.
inspiration from her work ethic.
Yeah.
Um, Talking about making mistakes and sucking at things, just to
Yeah.
backtrack to a thread that
Yeah.
we left. Sometimes those moments in improvised music, or with a vocalist, let's say, like this is the thing: when a vocal is on track, you're not gonna hear them reach for that high note, and it breaks into a scratch. Like I
Mm.
remember learning that. Did you play that "Ordinary People" by John Legend? I think it's just a nice song that's on like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
function band.
Yeah.
I'm out of that loop honestly, but I remember learning that, and his voice kind of like cracks on a couple of the notes, and it's beautiful. And if they just
Mm.
you know fixed it, I think it would be less good. And so when we're watching bands, something about like maybe the looseness that we
Mm.
don't have on the studio polished recordings. The looseness is what makes it great. Like I actually really like listening to live recordings of bands, and
Mm.
especially with the improv
Yeah.
musicians like Jack. When you hear people are kind of reaching for something that's almost beyond them, like they're kind of clinging on. There's
Yeah.
something really compelling personally about that, and I think it's fine. Basically,
Something human about it.
absolutely, man. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like you got to remember, we're not like spinal surgeons or pilots. I imagine this topic's come up before, but like if we have a bad day at work, like probably no one cares. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and people come to gigs wanting to enjoy them. So
Mm.
that's the we have a home advantage, maybe home sort of
Yeah.
turf
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, I had a great quote from Marty Friedman when he talked about performing live. He's like, "There's no fucking way. Like, if there's a line that I'm doing that's a really technical, tricky, fast line,
Mm.
there's no way I'm going to let the technique or the perfection of that line rule my performance. The performance will come first because people are there at the front row. So if I'm swinging the guitar around my fucking head and I miss the line, it doesn't matter. I will be there to perform."
Yeah, vibe.
And I was like, wow, yeah, okay.
That's it, man. I was really confused there for a second because you said Marty Friedman, but I actually thought you said Martin Freeman. So I was trying to reconcile this very until you mentioned the guitar swinging, and I was like, no, no, he means Megadeth,
Yeah, yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. But so what's your approach to practice these days?
Well,
What does
practice.
it mean to you?
Yeah, yeah. ideally, practice for me is about this long-term arc. Like the shortest time scale will be like, what do I want to be able to do in a couple of months that I
Yeah,
can't do now, let's say.
yeah,
And when I say do, that might seem very technical, but I'm talking more musically. So it might be like familiarity with a new kind of scale or sort of chords or
mm,
rhythmic thing or something like that. But so that kind of long-term practice and ultimately thinking about like in 10 years, like if I could
mm,
maintain this decent practice regime, what do I want to be able to do in 10 years or like 1 year or 5 years?
yeah,
But in the end, what it actually looks like for me at the moment, for example, what I was talking about, the string quartet, there's a couple of solos that I recorded um, on acoustic guitar. And basically, I was just like learning the music really.
mm,
So it was just like, learning basically very project based. So, like,
yeah,
I'm going to play this gig and I'm going to play this music and I have to be able to improvise freely on this section.
mm,
Or I have to play this written part. So everything is very practical and project based, which is
yeah,
quite short term, which kind of annoys me because I just want to sort of move to like a Scottish island and
yeah,
practice without any gigs or obligation to work for,
yeah,
for 10 years. And I know I could make some amazing,
yeah,
gains or whatever. But it's all project based. So yeah, that's how it is
yeah,
these days.
yeah. I know. I get that because I this little studio that I'm in, it was
Mm,
built about a year ago. I was like, you know what? I've got a little kit set over here. I've got some keyboards here. I've got all my guitars and stuff. I was like, I'm going to create music. I'm going to take a day. Thursday will be my day off.
yeah.
I've shifted all my teaching.
Yeah.
I've shifted all my teaching. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday's off. Friday, Saturday, I'm off gigging. I haven't been able to do it because projects just land. Can you do this show? Can you do this gig? Can you
Yeah.
do this thing? I'm like, okay. But it's just, yeah. If I could move to that Scottish island in the middle, so long as there's internet,
Yeah. Yeah.
just get stuff done.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I
Um,
mean, it's kind of like I'm sure you feel the same. Like I feel blessed to be able to do music for a living, whether it's teaching and playing, because I know that there's thousands of people that would trade places for me with me like that.
yeah. I
So
still
I don't want to bitch about it because it feels ungrateful, but then there's also
yeah.
that creative itch that's not being scratched.
It's about a balance, isn't it? Like,
Mm,
I was thinking about, yeah, because I listened to a couple of when you said that Sam Ward, you'd had a chat with Sam Ward when you
yeah,
contacted me. As soon as I saw the episode came out, I listened to it and listened to a few of the other ones as well. So I knew we were going to talk about this getting better. And I think there was a couple of thoughts that stood out to me. The first is that like it's actually it's there's so many different things we can do. Like, let's say you're learning like a Western show or whatever it is. There are going to be all these styles of music probably contained within it. And so there's a
mm,
kind of a nearly infinite amount of research you could do on all these different styles. Like,
yeah,
let's say like, Book of Mormon or something like that. There's like quite like modern, I mean, maybe,
mm,
maybe not quite modern anymore, but like certainly that like extended techniques, guitar stuff in
yeah,
like spooky Mormon Hell Dream. Then
yeah,
there's like big band style guitar stuff and just funk
yeah,
rhythm parts. Like all of these things, have their own, have like so many people who spent their lives just doing each of those things and they put
yeah,
them all
yeah, yeah.
together in a show. So like first of it is like the first thought is it's kind of like agoraphobic. There's just too much to do,
Mm,
actually. Um yeah, and I had another thought about it as well, which we can come to. But yeah, it's hard, man. It's also like you're trying to make a living. You said you've got a daughter, maybe you have other like
two.
right, financial
Yeah,
responsibilities, right? And
yeah,
you need to keep them fed, keep the roof over their heads and stuff. And you don't have time to work on whatever like stupid, weird music you want to
yeah,
work on. You know what I mean? Which is like
yeah,
entirely what I'm doing a lot of at the moment. And I hope I'm
yeah,
always able to manage it. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess you could be more discerning. Like if there's a show that you're like, actually, the money's less good on this one. It's a bit far away, and I don't really like the music, and the band are all dickheads. Maybe I'll
yeah.
take a pass on this one and free up your Thursdays once again.
maybe, but then I'm also in the position of if I can do that show, it just strengthens the CV a little bit.
By the sound of it, mate, if you've done 10 shows this year, I think your CV's is fine.
Okay, all right.
But I'm no expert, you know. I think also, like, it tends to be so much more about who knows you, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's not what you know, it's not who
So
you know,
yeah,
it's who knows you, and it's who's so it might be more about your network than I'm sure you could play any West End show fine. I mean, yeah, I haven't heard you
I
play,
would hope
but
so.
yeah,
Yeah, I would hope so.
by now,
But
you know.
yeah, yeah, it's been nearly 30 years.
I mean, you must be really a total idiot if you couldn't. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you say that, I mean, I still do gigs and shows where people have turned up and they haven't learnt anything,
Well,
and
and
I'm
they're
just
just kind
like
of reading it,
I'm
but
like,
they don't read
"Oh,"
very well, kind of thing as
or
well.
they're just blagging it. I was like, "I get the fuck
Ah,
what you doing? What? Come on,
it's
come
not the
on."
one. Yeah, they get muted in the mixer straight away,
Yeah,
don't they? You just play without them for the gig, I guess. It's difficult if
yeah,
they're
it's
bass or
shocking.
drums.
Yeah. So how about getting better? What does getting better mean to you today?
Yeah. I think it changes, right? It changes. So,
Yeah,
when you're starting off playing guitar and like you probably just really crap. Like I remember like not being able to play a bar chord.
yeah,
And now I can play bar chords with confidence.
yeah.
Although actually in perfect fourth tuning, bar chords have their own degree of complexity. Uh,
I've not even ventured down that rabbit
it
hole.
it basically just means it means that the bar for me goes across two frets. So like
Yeah,
if I was doing an E shape, the bar has to start on the sixth fret, and
yeah,
then on the high two strings, it's on the fifth fret. So I have to sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
curl my finger. It's really stupid. Um, but getting better, yeah. So there's a time where you can't even play bar chords. There's a time when maybe I remember listening to like my parents listened to Sting, Ten
Mm.
Summoners Tales. You know that album?
Not off the top of my head, no.
It's a really cool album, man. It's got like 5/4 and 7/4 on it, and I remember
Mm.
thinking, I don't know what's happening here, but something is really cool, and,
Yeah,
and I think it has to do with the rhythm. So there was a time when my comprehension of odd meters or whatever was just really crap, or I couldn't play Giant Steps, couldn't play Autumn Leaves. So there are these different things that you're able to do
mm.
that you develop, or pinch harmonic. I don't know. You could pick anything, right? Pick something you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
do. You can remember when you couldn't do it and you learn it. But as you get better, you sort of realize that you're getting worse because the higher you get, the further around you can see, and you can see all these
yeah,
people specializing it. So,
yeah,
I can play a couple of like alternate picking licks quite fast, but I can like now I can list maybe like if I sat down and thought about it for 10 minutes, I could probably list about 40 guitarists who are just so amazing at that.
mm.
And then for any of the other aspects of my playing, like maybe jazz chord voicings and nice,
Yeah,
more harmonic kind of playing, I can think of probably, I don't know, like 200 people who
yeah,
are great at that. So that's the hard thing. I think the first thing is like actually pinning down what that means. And I
yeah,
actually know what it means to me, which is why I still have this like, like I still create music because like that's what it is. It's not
yeah,
so much about guitar so much as like serving a musical purpose. And I suppose probably anyone that creates music in any context thinks I've got an idea in my head of some music that's going to be really nice, and I really want to make it because I think other people will enjoy it and take
mm.
something and take something positive from it. So for me, that's what getting better is right now. But then
Yeah,
there's all these other practical parts of it, which maybe is a
yeah.
bit more the mechanics, which we can get
Yeah,
into.
I mean,
Yeah.
so if I threw a scenario at you, you go into
Mhm.
you've got a gig or a show that you just landed on your lap, you open up a certain page, you look at a line, you're like, fuck, I can't do that.
Okay.
What's your process of going from fuck, I can't do that to yeah, I've got it.
Wow. Well, okay. It's like, okay, so why can't we do it? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like
cou-
the technique isn't there. Maybe
yeah,
there's a really wide stretch. Maybe it's just
exactly. Yeah, it's
like you got
too fast.
an odd rhythm or something. It's
Yeah,
too yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, I think we really have to burrow down into. There's going to be an aspect of our shortcomings
Mm.
that we need to deal with. And it might be technical. Can you play it at half the speed? Sometimes it's
Mm.
harder. Sometimes it's harder
Yeah.
to slow things down, right?
Yeah.
Um, is it like, yeah, so I think those challenges are great, man. I
Mm.
love those things. And it's so practical, isn't it? Because there's a specific thing that you need to be able to do.
Yeah.
And depending on, I don't know what it would be. For me, I've been battling with this acoustic over the last month, like I
Right.
said, and it's just getting, it's sort of like getting position shifts where maybe my finger kind of comes off the string as I slide, so I don't get a load of string noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just sort of like a new technique in a way, but it's not fun. Like playing
No. Yeah.
harmonics is fun. Whammy gargles are fun,
Yeah.
like playing, learning how to not make string noise is like really dull.
Yeah.
Like who cares? No one's going to appreciate. I can probably just end up removing some string noise with an isotope plugin in post production anyway. But so yeah, I suppose it's about dealing with those kind of weaknesses. And I'm trying to think. There's a bit, yeah. Sometimes it's just technical things. You got to do them slower,
Yeah.
and work up the speed and do it like above the speed that you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to, and then
Yeah.
come back down.
Yeah.
For me, there are a few things like I like to play with hybrid picking quite a lot
Mm. Yeah.
because probably I'm just lazy and not good at alternate picking. So if there are any string crossing things, I always use hybrid picking basically. And then as soon as I have distortion on, sometimes the notes bleed a bit more
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
one another and I lose like clarity, especially if like I'm thinking if I go like on the E string, B string, and then G string,
Yeah.
if I descend like that, I can't get that kind of thing clear. And so there's a couple of instances where I have to do that. And yeah, I should really sort that out and just slow it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slow it down. In 2 words, 3 words, slow it down,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's
I've
the key, right?
always like trying to isolate something to its smallest possible component,
Mhm.
even if it's just a string skip or a little
Exactly.
position shift. Just a 4-5 note pattern. It's like da 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 da. Okay,
Yes.
it's that last note I keep fucking up. Da 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 da
Yes.
da 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 da.
Exactly.
Da-da-da-da-da,
It's
and
about the
just run it.
detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like I really like running. One thing I've been doing a lot in the last couple of years is running. And well, whenever I would run a certain distance, my knee would mess up. So now I've
Yeah.
got this trainer who trains me. We just do so many exercises to strengthen all the
Mm.
parts like of my leg and ankle and everything which supports that like part of my
Yeah.
knee. So we have to do the same thing. Like if that's a picking thing, that high note, is it like the jump up?
Yeah.
If it's a jump up that we always get the wrong fret, then
Yeah.
literally practice playing like Sweet Child of Mine on one string or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To just focus on make an extreme exercise
Mm.
to develop that skill. Or if it's a string crossing thing, like just forget about the actual notes and like skip an extra string. So if you
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
playing on the E, G, and B, do on the E, G, and A or something, just
Yeah.
to maximize that thing.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Yeah.
even more, let's say, if you can. You need a 7 string to do more than that, I think. But yeah, so we have to be really, really focused and specific about what we're doing. And
Mm.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you wish you'd learned earlier that you learnt later? Like, fuck, if I'd known that in the early days, that would have saved me months or years.
Oh man. Everything, man. I mean, yeah, uh,
Experience is one of those great teachers.
yeah, yeah, it's that. I mean, I think I'm sort of, I feel like I know what my lane is now,
Hmm.
and I'm just kind of like going slowly in it,
Yeah.
happily, slowly. But there are plenty of things. I mean, one thing as well that's helped me just ignore maybe a lot of things that some people are doing is just the fact that I'm in perfect fourths. So there's a lot of things that don't translate across.
Okay.
That's maybe a bit more of a stylistic thing to though. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
What prompted the retuning to fourths?
I was reading Steve Vai's diaries, which he used to have
Okay.
published on his website. Um, and he was talking about being an individual and stuff. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to be an individual. because Steve Vai
Okay.
told me to, and I wanted to be like Steve Vai. But also, I was learning. I had a lesson with Justin Guitar. You know, Justin.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and he was like, look, mate, look, mate." I bet
yeah.
I won't do an Australian accent.
Okay.
Actually, that might be mean, but yeah, and inaccurate. But yeah, he said, "Look, jazz. If you want to learn jazz, which I thought I did at the time, even though I didn't listen to it," he said, "you're probably going to need major seven, minor seven, dominant seven, and minor seven flat five arpeggios and chords. So go
Yeah,
and learn these." And I was trying to learn them all, and it just seemed like such a pain in the butt to like have different fingerings for different string groups.
yeah,
So I thought, okay, well, if I strain it out into perfect chords, then I'm going to have the same thing. So I've got like a third of the stuff to learn.
yeah.
So if I want to learn a new weird chord, D7 sharp five or something, I can move
Mm,
that voicing the exact same kind of hand position to three places
yeah.
on the neck. And also for improvisation, then things are a bit more intuitive as you move around the
Okay.
neck. So
All
yeah,
right. Okay. Huh. I think it's Tom Quayle that I saw some of his videos,
yeah,
and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm always in fourths," and there was some I can't even remember what it was he said, so there's no point me saying it, but there's something he said about it. It's like, oh, that kind of makes more sense. And he would play scales. So I don't have to do that
yeah.
fucking one fret shift. So everything just sits under this, all in the fifth fret.
Exactly.
I was
That one
like,
that one
okay,
fret shift. There was a guitar teacher, John Finn, who taught at Berklee College of Music. He called
yeah,
it like the Star Trek warp factor or something, where you just have to suddenly shift. But yeah, you don't have to do that. You've got like, if I go across the strings, I've got perfect fourths. If I go sort of diagonally, I've got tritones one way, major thirds the other way.
yeah,
It's all, yeah, it all makes a lot. It's symmetric, basically.
yes. Was it Alan Holdsworth use it as well?
No, but he did say if he could start again that he would. He
Yes,
would do
that's
it.
right.
Alex
Yeah,
Hutchings uses it.
yeah. Okay.
I don't know if there's any other like sort of semi-famous people that use it.
Yeah, I don't
Stanley
know if it
Jordan,
would.
sorry, Stanley Jordan. Stanley
Right.
Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I,
The,
I, I,
tapping
for me,
guy?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just don't know if it'd be too much relearning for
Oh,
me.
don't bother. Yeah, it really helps
Yeah,
you learn the neck. I mean, once you know the neck, like you're fine.
yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just leave it.
Yeah, yeah, leave it, man. Standard's cool, man.
Yeah,
There's so many beautiful classical pieces like that I would love to learn, and big crossover with like, solo jazz guitar and like classical guitar repertoire,
yeah,
like Villa Lobos and Leo Brouwer and these amazing composers from across the Atlantic. And like I can do barely any of what they wrote because of the
mm,
tuning. And of course I can adapt things, but it's makes it a lot more laborious to be able to
yeah.
learn from standard guitar repertoire, standard tuning.
Okay, yeah. So the other thing I like to talk about is education. Um, how
Yeah.
did you learn? How did you learn music? Were you schooled, college, uni? How did you do
Yeah.
it?
Well, um I learned piano, like classical piano when I was young, and I had to do grade 5 theory and stuff like that,
Hmm.
um, in order to progress through the grades there. But yeah, I never really enjoyed the music I was playing really on piano. I just did it, I don't know, because I sort of had to, I guess. And then, yeah, with guitar, I think the good thing about that classical studies was it took the fear out of theory for
Mm,
me. Um, like you learn it's just like systems basically. There's just systems and ways of describing things. Um, but yeah, guitar. So my dad showed me some chords and like some Doors tunes and like Smokestack Lightning and basic blues,
mm,
blues guitar stuff. And then this lesson with, I mean, I was just winging it, playing from tab books for
yeah.
years. Then the lesson with Justin was really helpful. And then, I mean, one real life changing thing was going to Berkeley,
Okay.
where I did a summer semester there. So like 3 months,
Okay.
and there were so many guitarists there, and so many of them were really good, and
Mm,
and from all around the world. Some of them were younger than me as well, and it was yeah, it was like it's honestly humbling. Like everyone was way better than me, and you think,
yeah.
wow, I know so little. But and that's
Yeah.
good. That's good to have that realization.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, in the interim, I always played a lot, man. You know, you can learn by the odd book, and you know, like I had the
Yeah.
odd lesson. I had a lesson from Phil Brooks, who started
Okay.
the Academy of Contemporary
Yeah,
Music
yeah,
in
yeah.
Guildford. Yeah, back when it was like when it first started. I had a lesson with him, and I think it wasn't in the building because the paint was actually drying. Um, and Paul Gilbert had been to visit it, and there was like a quote from him saying, "It looks good, it sounds good, it even smells good because of the new paint."
Right.
But anyway, Phil was like, "You're the way you're holding the pick is wrong. Hold it like this." So
Right.
I think I had a couple of like the lesson with Justin as well. A couple of like those crucial lessons just to keep me on track at different
Yeah.
times. But yeah, I've just been winging it ever since. I'm just like just a blagger, really.
Okay. Like most of us are.
Exactly.
And do you think there's anything that's like missing from education? Do you know what? No one's doing this, no one's talking about this, and nobody's working on this, and it's a real problem?
Wow. I don't really know, but
No? Okay.
sometimes I feel like I'm sort of struggling to get a balance of like doing of bringing in enough money to survive and
Yeah.
create like artistic, you know, statements, i.e., albums, and do gigs to a high standard because it takes me a long time to prepare for them and so on. Sometimes I think like, what are we teaching these people? Like,
Mm.
I now this might come across as really negative, and I really hope I'm wrong and things change. But the way I see it, certainly in the UK, people don't care about music.
Yeah,
People,
okay.
for their wedding, like largely. Okay, now look, I played in a wedding gig like a couple of weekends ago for a friend's wedding band, and it was very well paid. And so, like, I know some people will pay for music. However,
Yeah.
I have friends who just said, "Oh, the band, it's too expensive." Like, even if it's like £2,000 for a
Yeah.
band, oh, we'll just get a DJ.
Yeah.
There's that kind of attitude. And like, probably of all my non-musical friends, the engagement with live music or recorded music or actually supporting art in any
Yeah.
way is just tragically absent.
Yeah.
So I think some kind of like practical thing. Like I teach at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama. I go over there
Mhm.
once a month and do a couple of days, mostly jazz guitar. But for a while there, I was telling people about like the non-musical side of things. So like a bit
Yeah.
about social media. I would also show them my Gmail outbox. So like when I was trying to book tours and things like that,
Yeah.
they could see like how many times I had to chase a promoter to
Yeah.
to get a gig inked and stuff like that. So I think something about like the actual practical stuff of existence
Mm.
is important. Now the thing is like most musicians, people going to music college, maybe they're from well-off backgrounds anyway, which is why they're studying music rather than something which is a safer bet. So maybe
Yeah.
this doesn't apply to them, but like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think of that? Does
Mm.
that make any
No,
sense?
I kind of agree. I mean, I do agree. I mean, I most of my teaching students, they're all under 18.
Okay.
The vast majority of them, when they came for their first lesson, I'd ask, "What music do you listen to?" And they didn't listen to music. And I'm
Why are they
like,
studying
"Well,
music then?
why are you here for guitar lessons?" They're
Yeah,
like, but
yeah,
it's just really, I just find it really odd. And I think on nearly every single episode of this podcast, I've said the exact same thing: is that people
yeah.
like music is now so readily available. It's essentially
It's
free.
disposable. Yeah.
Exactly, and nobody really cares. No one's really listening.
It's really interesting. So imagine like for me, I'm teaching like adults basically at degree level, jazz
Mm,
guitar. And I'll say like, what are you listening to? And they don't listen to any jazz guitarists. So like, I'm fine with that. I listen to a load of music that isn't jazz. Listen to a load of music that doesn't even contain guitar. But when we're supposed to be teaching a jazz guitar degree,
yeah.
I'm like, don't. I'm sort of like, why are you here if you don't if you don't
Yeah.
like that? But then I remember like because I did a physics degree actually, and I can't
Mm,
remember any of it, so don't ask me about
right.
anything. But when I was yeah, studying, I had the same attitude. I was like, I don't care. I just want to
Mm,
like get drunk with my friends,
okay.
um, and have fun. So yeah.
Yeah. It's bizarre. Like I've got another a girl I used to go to school with. Her son is studying at the ACM,
Okay.
and because I'm doing the full Monty next week, I messaged her to say, "Look, how's he getting on?" So, "Oh, it's cool. He's doing his second. He's in his second year. He's got gigs at the Boiler Room. They're playing at the O2 and or the O2 in Islington." I was like, "Okay, cool." So,
Oh,
look, I'm doing a show down in Southampton. I'm there for a week. Does he want to come and do a sit-in?
yeah,
I think it'd be really useful for him to see how an orchestra
yeah,
works.
yeah,
You have the cans in, he can listen to the whole band. There'll be the pad so we can follow
yeah.
along. Nothing,
Wow, not
nothing.
interested.
I was like, okay, well, look, if you're not interested, you're not interested. But I just thought, if it was me, I'd be like, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Even if I thought that it had no immediate value, I thought that could be something that
yeah.
maybe like
But you know what it is? When you're younger, you just think like, I don't want to play in a theater. I just want to play in a band. We're gonna make it.
that's what I was thinking. I
It'll
was
be
like, if
that vibe. And then he'll be like, he'll probably call you in a couple of years and be like, hey man, so yeah, can I sit
shit,
in on
sorry, I
the thing?
should, yeah.
I mean, hopefully
Okay,
he won't. Hopefully he'll be, I don't know if you said he, they,
yeah,
hopefully
yeah,
he'll be successful, with the band and won't need to ever do
yeah,
play
yeah.
music by other people, let's say. It's
Yeah,
really fulfilling to pay your own music. So hopefully
yeah,
he'll manage that. But
yeah, but it's odd, and I've had other people who are kind of under 20, and I've offered gigs and sessions to, and, like, they don't return calls, don't return messages.
yeah,
Maybe they're just so busy, they missed it.
yeah, no, I doubt it. I mean, a lot of them are probably privileged enough that they don't even need to work, which is kind of weird. Like, because I think definitely a lot of what I do, I file under work, has nothing to do with my like the actual
Yeah,
music that I kind of care about. And but I have to do it because I need money.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
to buy food and
yeah,
drugs and sports cars and
yeah,
the private jet, like fuel. No,
yeah,
but yeah, jokes aside. So like I mean, I think that's a skill as well that we all have to develop, like punctuality and like clear
mhm,
communication.
yeah,
And I have friends who I know you can see they've learned it. It doesn't come naturally to them. Like me, I'm
yeah,
quite naturally like a bit hyper. I sort of like check my phone a lot, so I'll just respond to people quickly. But
yeah,
other people I know, I can tell their reply like they've gone, okay, I've got to reply to this, and
yeah,
it's a bit more of a learned thing.
yeah. Anything coming up in the future? Like, towards the end of the year?
Towards the end of the year, yeah, the projects are all quite active. A little bit of touring with a singer. I play in a duo with an amazing singer called Brigitte.
Okay.
Brigitte Bardot is her name. There's an album out on everywhere that people can listen to. You just search for Aunt Law, you'll find it. So we've got some touring, mostly UK and Ireland,
Okay.
and then London Jazz Festival is in November. So yeah, there's like I think three of my projects have different kind of gigs in that period, which isn't ideal because probably people
Mm.
don't want to come to all of them. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I want to play the music. So yeah, well, one project that might be of interest to you and other people is something with a guitarist called Chris Montague.
Okay.
He's an amazing electric guitarist and composer and stuff. And so we were like, we wanted to do a project that wasn't too jazz,
Yeah.
that was like more rocking, like grooves,
Yeah.
maybe like plenty of shred, like, like, and like lots of interlocking guitar parts. So that's
Okay.
one project. Yeah. If this is out by November, come along to Smithfield Piano Bar on Monday the 17th, where we're going to be playing some music
Monday the
there. Mate, if
17th.
you're around, yeah, come down, man. Stick you on the guest list. Everyone else
Yeah.
could buy tickets though.
Do you want to put it in now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Come
I
say
will
hi, man.
forget.
Chris is a beast, man. It's a real fun playing with him. You should get him on the pod as well.
I will do. Yeah. I'm always looking for good people.
He's a keen educator, man. He teaches at Royal Academy of Music, and he also teaches at some schools. And yeah,
Wicked.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'll if I can get down there. Mondays are usually pretty good. I can usually get out and about Monday. Where are you based?
I live in East London, so like by
Okay.
Mile End currently. Yeah, between.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Well,
it's kind of
we're not a million miles away from each other.
no, no, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right,
Yeah.
and I'm going to let you go back to whatever it is you've got planned for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for coming on. I
Nice one,
really do
boss.
appreciate it.
Nice to chat, man. If you edit out just like 75% of what I said, make it coherent and concise, that would be great. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, mate.
I'll leave it all in. It's all gold. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Speak soon.